Hello everyone, it's Clay from Clay's Collections. Welcome back. Hey, we have another video for you today. This time it is a garage sale haul, multiple garage sale haul. It was a Saturday. Cindy and I decided to go to a garage sale that we had actually been to the day before and picked up a couple things. But we only had a couple minutes because we had to rush home and it was one of those drive-by things. So we decided to go back and spend a little more time. So we did that, picked up a couple things, and then on our way home, we started seeing all these other garage sale signs and ended up actually in a whole area, neighborhood sales. So it was fun. We were not expecting that, but had a great time shopping. So welcome to the channel. If you're new, please subscribe. I pick up stuff from garage sales, estate sales, and the Goodwill bins to resell or just to keep. A lot of these old books I collect and keep myself. I do sell some, but not online. I only sell them at the antique store here locally. So, and it's called the Pink Elephant in Hopkins, Minnesota. If ever you're in town, you want to check it out, that'd be great. All right. So this the garage sale that we went back to pick up stuff. This is what I got at that. First thing I walk up and here's this great little pumpkin bucket, rivets, which means it's older. Newer ones just have the plastic strap and a little tie of some sort. And this is by the A.J. Rennie, I think it is, Renke Corp. The great thing about this one is it's two-sided. It's got the jack-o'-lantern on one side and a cat on the other that says trick or treat. Now it's not colored in, but it's still on there. So this is a $10 to $12 pumpkin. I'll put that down at the pink for $10 actually. Just a great little find. And then look at this fabulous piece. It's a piece of Indiana glass. It does not glow under black light. And apparently it's a fairly rare form. And in my opinion, it's not very well cast because the pattern is not very crisp. So it's except on the bottom. The bottom is very crisp, but the side pattern isn't. But the color is fabulous. So I picked this up for $3. So yeah, it's probably a $25, $20 to $25. I actually in my head thought, well, you know, I could sell this for $12 to $15 at the pink. But then I found out it's a little rare and better than I thought it was. And the other thing I picked up as we were leaving was all of these cards were stuck inside this crayon box. This is a lovely old crayon box, by the way. Crayon X. And the great thing is on the back side, while you're coloring, you can have all the colors sticking up. So you don't have to pull them out of the box. They'll just be sitting there ready for you to use. So no crayons in there, but great little crayon box. Some people just buy the crayon boxes. But the reason I picked it up was because of all these little cards in them. And they're airplanes from World War II. And these were actually on the Kellogg cereal boxes. So these are all cut out from the Kellogg cereal boxes. I believe these are from the late 40s, early 50s, if I remember right. Fairly uncommon. So, and there's a lot of them. I didn't even count how many there are. There's probably 30, 35 of them. And there's 2 of them listed right now that I can find for $8 for 2 of them. So, and they were both of the same airplanes. These are different airplanes. There are duplicates within these, but yeah, I thought that was pretty fun. Militaria is always collectible. Airplanes are another, and cards are another. So it's got all the right stuff to be able to make a few dollars. And then they had some books. So I picked up this one, The Little Engine That Could. This is a 1961 edition, not the first edition, not even close. But just a fun little book in good condition overall. It's not written in or no crayon or anything like that, but it does show shelf wear on the top and the bottom. So that was a good find for, I believe they were charging $1 for the books. And then I picked up this one, R.L. Stine, always a favorite author to pick up. The Babysitter 3. These are kind of in the horror story genre, but for the younger generation, young adults. And then I had seen an address for another garage sale that had a lot of books. It was actually, they called it an estate sale. So we plugged that into our GPS after this garage sale we went back to. So then we went there, and I did find some great books, which I'll show you in a sec. But I also found this great old frame for $1. Can always use great old frames. Look at the age on the back. It's another way you can tell. Great oxidation on the back side of a wooden frame. But I'll show you 2 other things before I get into the box. Books. Anyway, found this itty bitty tiny iron. Look at this. For $1. Couldn't pass it up. And especially it'll be helpful when dealing with books, because sometimes you want to apply heat to a page. Like if you've got a dog-eared corner, then you could just dampen it just a hair and add some heat to flatten it out if you've got some dog-eared corners. So I thought this is perfect because you don't want to heat up a big old iron, but this little guy will work just perfect. So for $1, couldn't pass that one up. And and across the street from the estate sale sign was another sale. I picked up this fabulous letter holder, napkin holder, whatever you want to call it. It's described as multiple different things. Unmarked, $5. This is an easy $25 to $30 at the Pink Elephant. Just a fabulous little piece. But I might keep it for a little while first and use it. Maybe. Oh, one other thing we picked up at the first sale was this lettering set. So they got the little rubber stamps. There's the handle, and there's the form to spell out what you want to spell out with all the letters. So I thought that's pretty cool. So I can use that when I'm making labels for the Pink Elephant, was my thought. So that's for personal use or business use, whatever you want to call it. All right, so let's get into the books. Found an extremely valuable one and some other good value ones. So we walk in, and off to the left-hand side is the living room, huge room, full of stuff still. And this is the second day of the sale. This isn't even the first day. So I was like, wow, this is what's left on the second. I would have liked to have been there on the first day, but some of us have to work. But found some great books. Found this one, the ICS Reference Library. ICS is International Correspondence. International Correspondence Service. Isn't that funny? I can't remember. International Textbook Company. Anyway, this is when you would order courses online. You can see the little ads for different things. This is one this is one of the books you would get. They would send you. This is on woodworking, pattern making, molding, core making, mixing, and casting iron. So it's a great little reference book. These are do well. Old reference books, depending upon the subject matter, but like this one, should be a $25 to $30 book. So, and we paid, I think, $13 for everything. So right there, we're way over our money. Picked up this one. Henrik Ibsen, Peer Gynt, with the dust jacket. This is the Everyman's Library, but the fact that it still has this dust jacket in beautiful condition is why I picked it up. So, did get one little tear at the top, but I don't know the value on that. But I figure a book like that I can, list for $7 to $10. And all the books were $1 at this estate sale. The Man Who Killed the Deer by Frank Waters. This is actually talks about Native American life, a novel of Pueblo Indian life. So it is a novel, so it's not factual, but it is based on extensive research that the guy did, from what I understand. It does have foxing along the edge. It's a paperback edition of this book, but it is a fairly rare book. And with this book, it doesn't smell. Smell test. Got to do the smell test with books. A $10 to $15 book. So great. I always, in my mind, I'm always hoping to get 10 times my money. If I pay $1, I hope to get $10 for it. Although I'm fine with a smaller margin, especially if it's going to sell quickly. So that's one of the things that I think about. The Fool Hath Said by Beverly Nichols. Now, what's interesting, I picked up another book by Beverly Nichols, Are They the Same at Home? So, same author, two different books, didn't even realize it. I believe they're both from 1936. I believe the other one is also similar time frame. Oh, Terrace Horticultural Books from St. Paul. These were very active readers. 1927 is the first one. Are They the Same at Home? And she's actually a popular author. Again, these are $10 to $15 books. Although this Are They the Same at Home might be worth a little more than that. Because my understanding is that was her, I think maybe her first book. The Dogs of War, another little book by Frederick Forsyth, 1974. So this is a newer edition, but I don't know, I just liked it, so I grabbed it. It don't even have good rationale. The Two Van Revels by Booth Tarkington. Now, Booth Tarkington, I'd never heard of Booth Tarkington earlier in my life, but our daughter went to Booth Tarkington Elementary School. And so I did some research back in those days to figure out who is Booth Tarkington, 1902 edition of his The Two Van Revels. In this beautiful purple color. I love that color. Don't see that too often. But the last book I picked up, which I knew was probably going to be valuable, I just did not realize how valuable. Military-related books do well. This one is beautiful embossed cover. You can see the rifles with the helmets, and it says Airborne on it. My dad was in the Air Force, so right away I knew Airborne. This is an Air Force-related book. And it does have tape along the spine, clear tape. But the book itself, it's very solid. The cover's not loose. The pages aren't loose. And this is called Saga of the All-American. Saga of the All-American is the name of the book. It is a book that talks about the history of the airborne, 82nd Airborne, going all the way back to the beginning in 1918, which is of course during World War I. So, great old book, fairly rare from what I understand. Here's a page that was folded over during manufacture. You know how you can tell that? Because if you unfold it, it sticks out past the edges. So it wasn't trimmed when they trimmed the rest of the pages. So those I leave because that's good stuff. So yeah, great book. This book is $250 to $400. In this condition, I would say probably more like $200, but if it's in great condition, you can get quite a bit more out of the book. So that was a tremendous find, and that is what we picked up at our unexpected garage sale day. So can't beat it. Go to a garage sale, spend $20 and make $300, maybe $400 if we get maximum price out of everything. So gotta love it. Thank you guys for watching. Catch you next time.